Mark, thanks. There are so many New Year's resolutions to choose from to start your year off right. And one of those ways is getting control of your finances. And here to help us get on the right track to a financially sound 2023 is Scott Linn, a financial advisor with BCS Wealth Management. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you.
This is a topic that a lot of people don't discuss because they either don't know what to they just don't know how to get started. So let's start out with just a financial plan. How important is it to have a financial plan, and what does it encompass?
Sure. Yeah. So the financial plan really is the most important piece, I think, of investing. So, what it helps you do is it helps you establish your goals. Gets the goals kind of down on paper and knows what it is that you're trying to shoot for, what you're trying to attain and achieve with your resources. Mm-hmm. The second thing it does is it creates a roadmap, how to achieve those goals. So what kind of strategies do I need? How much should I be saving? When can I retire? So it sort of creates a roadmap on how to achieve those goals. Mm-hmm. Then the third thing I think a plan does is it helps us remain disciplined to those strategies as well. So that was, extremely important, obviously, last year in 2022 when we saw some volatility in the market.
Sure.
To make sure that you had some sort of plan, that you could remain disciplined to, and still, be able to achieve those goals. So
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so after we get our financial plan kind of in order, there's a thing called a portfolio and we need to rebalance it.
Right. Again, that's, kind of going back to 2022 and looking at the volatility of the market. So, markets move up and down. If you're trying to achieve a certain level of risk or a certain rate of return in a portfolio, as markets move, we can get out of balance. We maybe own too much equities, too few bonds, or it could be the other way around.
Sure.
So, again, that goes back to that third point of a financial plan is staying disciplined. So, once those things kind of get out of balance, you want to review that, make sure you're back in balance and, again, to achieve those goals and
sure.
Again, helps us remain disciplined.
Okay, let's talk about some free money right now. Those who are eligible can get a company match for their retirement plans. Talk about that a little bit.
Absolutely. So yeah, a lot of companies that have 401ks or 403bs, if you put a certain percentage into those retirement plans, they'll actually match you. A lot of companies maybe, the first 3% that you contribute of your earnings, they'll match up to 3%. Some companies might go as high as 6%. So, that's if you're not doing at least that amount, you're kind of leaving free money on the table. So that's absolutely something that we would recommend folks do.
We definitely don't want to leave any money on the table.
That's right. That's right.
All right, let's talk about retirement account contributions, because a lot of places have this and it's really important, and that can help us achieve one of our goals in our financial plan.
Yeah. The reason I wanted to kind of speak about IRAs and Roth IRA contributions is the IRS is actually increasing the limits that folks can put into those accounts this year. So
wow.
For folks under 50, you can put up to $6,500. That's an increase from 2022 of $6,000. Mm-hmm. Folks over 50, you can contribute up to $7,500. And that's actually, across the board, your SEP IRAs and simple IRAs that self-employed folks might have, those contribution limits have increased as well. So probably a good time to kind of review that for 2023 and making sure you're taking full advantage of those kinds of plans.
This is a big deal. And it takes some planning, and it takes sitting down and doing this. Now, if someone who's listening to us right now is thinking, okay, this is all a foreign language to me, how do we get started in doing this?
Right. Well, I mean, first of all, I would say contact us, right, or your financial advisor, someone that can kind of help you again create that plan, mm-hmm. create those roadmaps, help you remain disciplined. Obviously, the internet is a good resource too
sure.
to be able to do,
mm-hmm.
some of that research yourself as well. But yeah, I'd obviously recommend contact your financial advisor and let them help you kind of get started and help you achieve your goals.
It's daunting but doable.
You got it. That's right. That's right.
Scott Linn, thank you so much for joining us. A lot of great information today.
Thank you much. Appreciate it.